Hi everyone, it's Brian here. I'm going to be doing story reenactment on page 181. So, with story reenactment, you should read the story, um, or you could have them read it independently. You could also retell the story, and have the students retell the story in a sequence, and list the props that they will need to reenact the story accurately. So, to gather and make the props, you should provide the materials to use in creating the props. The materials might be something like clay, dough, or drawing materials. You should encourage the student to sign up for props that they'll make. You can do overhead projected transparencies for the backdrops, so you can retell them. You could also use digital stuff from books. You can also use individual objects from the story that can be added to the whiteboard. And again, you can use this as the backdrop. You could also use store props. So once they're painted, sealed, once you decorate the shoebox, you can store them. And you can put like a photograph of on the cover of the book. For retelling, you can encourage the students to work in pairs or small groups. You could use boxes to retell and reenact stories. So to assess the retellings, you should listen to the story retellings and encourage them to use the book language. It's a good opportunity for them to document it. You can check out the completeness of the readings, the main events, the characters, the inference. You should take note of the vocabulary that they're using and how are they retelling it. So after the group reenactment, have each student retell the story and use a rubric to score the individual student retellings. It's a good way to document their growth and comprehension over time. So the example I want to use is Mrs. Zara's 6th grade English language learners class. They read the book Where the Wild Things Are, and the students know it really well, and they create a multimedia component, and so they use graphics, images, music, and sound for visual displays for their presentations. So he hopes that this will build confidence for them as they present it to the 1st grade buddies that they do have. So they have clay props and they reenact the story with them. And to sum it up, it goes really well with the 1st graders, and it even excites the 1st graders to go ahead and try and act it out as well. So as a future APE teacher, I think a good way to get this going is by having the students act out like sporting events or famous sports history moments. So I'll have them act that out and kind of have them explain what happened during that sporting event or a sporting game and why it was important to them. So some of the Teso standards I'd like to approach would be for grades 4 through 8, the sequence and reenact complex story plots. And for grades 9 through 12, the create dramatic reenactments of historic scenes, as well as create scenes demonstrating a variety of points of viewing centering on an issue. So pretty much I want to have them be able to reenact different stories from sports. It could be from a sports movie or from actual games. Sports can have taken place all throughout history, like stuff like the Olympics. So I think it'd be good for them to talk about it and then be able to reenact it as well. And that'll be all for me. Thank you for listening to me, and have a good one.